Welcome to the Kayfabe podcast. I am your host, Grand Reducer Jr. I am joined today by Argyle and Intern. Same guys from last week. Would you guys like to say hi?
What's up?
Hey, you know what? Actually, I'm just going to lay out. I'm going to let you two do all the work and break your bodies, and I'm going to come in at the last minute and grab the podcast and the bank briefcase for myself.
That's fine. Argyle's here. Right. What's up, Pod Squad? I don't think I've used that yet. Pod Squad.
No, you have not.
I like that. Yeah, Argyle here, just sitting comfortably in the Kayfabe Soup conference room. Imagine some WCW 1996 Hog Wild pay-per-view.
Oh, that is such a good one and by good one I mean horrible.
Yeah, that's what I decided to put on right now for all of our podcasting experience, or my own.
If we're not done, if you don't get there by the time we're done, you have to listen to the Harlem Heat match with audio on if you want to hear a crowd completely turn racist.
Oh, that's right. Where?
Sturgis.
Sturgis, very good.
At a biker rally.
All right,
sounds like a very pro Harlem Heat crowd.
We're gonna get started today. We are gonna talk about the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. What happened? We're gonna be talking about AEW's All or Nothing.
Yes.
We are also gonna be talking about the Kayfabe Soup Fantasy Wrestling. The results for Week 1. They are in. Last week's were completely off. I think it is Monday to Saturday, how the points work, not Sunday to Saturday. Anyways, let's start off with Money in the Bank.
Yes.
I gotta stop doing that.
Look at Dusty Rhodes in biker gear, man. This is a great pay-per-view.
First match. It's gonna be the pre-show match, which is the Usos defeating Daniel Bryan and Rowan. I did not get to watch this match. I was out and about. I didn't get home until maybe an hour and a half into the pay-per-view, so I was catching up. But without watching it and just looking at this, why are the Usos beating some tag champs?
GRJ, don't you know the rules? In the WWE, holding a title means you take a negative 75% penalty to all your stats and can never win any match unless the title is on the line.
Why is it like that, though?
And if you don't have a championship, you're a total nerd.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, what you're saying is exactly what happens. You have some type of championship, and you're just going to end up losing out.
He says it every week.
No, exactly. No, yeah. But why is it like that?
Well, I know. Even going back, Meltzer had explained it going back in like the late '80s when DiBiase, I think, showed. Or no, but not DiBiase. I can't remember who it was, or someone that had a lesser title, and it was explained that he'd go out and job on all the house circuit loops to create challengers for those returns. And I'm just like, that's stupid. If you're losing a match, you shouldn't have the title because that match should have been for the title.
Exactly. Yeah. I just don't get it. Anyways, would you guys have anything else to say about?
At the very least, we got a really good Daniel Bryan promo out of it. I don't know if you guys caught that. I think it was on their website. It was a WWE.com exclusive.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
It was really good. It was backstage. It was Daniel Bryan. I think he was like on his knees. It looked like he was praying over his tag belt. And he cut like a GOAT promo. You guys got to go back and watch that if you can still find it.
I'll catch it. I'll look for it.
To take a look. I know I literally came in like I think 20 seconds before the finish of the match, and then almost yelled "X has pinned the Y champion" at my laptop. So good times. Yeah, that's all I got there.
Okay.
Did you have your coffee?
What?
Did you drink your coffee, pal?
No, I don't drink coffee. No, that's a lie. I've been on a coffee kick lately, but like I told you last week, I did not drink coffee. I was
just like kombucha.
I think it was a kombucha, but no, I on a high level, if that makes sense. Any, anyways, anyways,
that's become a running theme too with our podcast. Is what drugs is TRJ on this week?
shut up.
24, 20, I mean 7.
Okay, match number 2, we have the Money in the Bank ladder match for the women's championship. Bailey defeated Carmella, Dana Brooke, Ember Moon, Mandy Rose, Naomi, Natalia, Nikki Cross. First of all, I would like to say that this match was actually really good. They need to stop with the bull crap of having people interfere in these. Sonya Deville, I love her, great wrestler. Obviously needs improvements, but I feel like she shouldn't have been anywhere near the match. Um, the little spot they gave Dana Brooke of her hanging on, I thought that was really cool.
That was really good. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'm happy they gave Dana Brooke a spot if they're not going to give her the title. Obviously, Bailey and super excited.
Yes.
And
What,
that
what
kind
the?
of.
Here's one. What the crap is the deal with Carmella tweaking her knee and missing most of the match? Have we heard anything about whether that was legit or whether that was just
Oh yeah,
stupid?
I forgot to check up on that. That's a good
call.
It
That's
seemed
a good question.
it definitely looked like a shoot, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was gonna say she didn't.
I mean, I thought Mandy was doing the right thing, by trying to work around it. And then Carmella just was not giving her the time of day. She's like, "Look, no, I'm hurt. Stop." Like,
Yeah.
I think Carmella was there. She kind of blew it up, the whole gimmick. But yeah, I don't know. I don't fault Mandy Rhodes there for trying to work on.
Okay, you don't anything.
I don't know. She can do no wrong.
Even if she is wrong and in the wrong, she's not in the wrong.
No, she's not.
When you look like that, you're never in the wrong.
Shut up, Saxon.
Corey Graves. You guys have anything to add to this, or have anything to say on this match?
Oh, it was great to see Bailey actually earn some modicum of success in this post Sasha Banks world.
Right. One thing I just remember that the eclipse from Ember Moon from the outside.
Yes,
that was nuts.
That's right.
That was nutty. It was great. Anyways, but yeah, I feel all these women here did great in the match. I liked the beginning. Where how many people were in this match? 7, right?
8.
It was 8?
Yes, sir.
8. Yeah.
How did it go to? Because everybody matched up at the beginning, and I forgot who went out to grab a ladder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. But I specifically remember at the beginning, everybody matched up with somebody, and one person ran out to go mess with the ladders. And I'm like, all right, they prepared this. It wasn't like a crap. Trying to think of this without cursing. It wasn't awkward at the beginning. They kind of just knew their spots, and they worked pretty well. And it transferred throughout the whole match. There were some spots with I think it was Nikki Cross spinning the ladder, and they were trying to stop her, and they were just running into it.
Yeah,
there was like 2 of them that kind of made it awkward, but I thought it was a good spot nonetheless.
Oh, Bailey was on the other end of a bad spot too in that match, if I remember correctly. It was a ladder spot.
What happened?
I think the ladder just got her in a wrong way, like on her hip. I think she even got some color. She busted open on it too.
Well, to be fair, I'm pretty sure it opened at some point on this pay-per-view. There was a lot of accidental bleeding.
The first 3 matches or so had blood.
Yeah, that's going on to the next match, which was Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship, which only lasted 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Yep. Yes.
Did they just want to give the title to Mysterio?
Is he still hurt?
I don't know.
He's not still hurt. He's been on TV since.
But like,
The funny thing is too, I've read rumor that he might still have been hurt, still be hurt, and that's why things went short. But I don't know.
What do you do? Like, did Samoa Joe piss somebody off? Why is he being
Short answer,
buried?
probably.
No, I mean they protected him in a way. I mean, he didn't really lose. Like, I mean,
yeah, because his shoulder was up so high, it was practically on the top rope.
Yeah,
I guess.
I mean, so
know.
they did protect him in a way.
Oh, by the way,
yeah.
I should point out that bad officiating by the refs was also a common thread running throughout this entire night.
Yeah, definitely. I thought that was actually a thing. I thought that was a part of the story.
I remember that because after the second time that happened where the ref messed up, I'm like, is this like what's going on? Like, is Vince actually telling these guys like this is how we're gonna do it, and it just comes off sloppy? But yeah, Samoa Joe defeated in 1 minute and 40 seconds, and I think he attacks Ray as he's celebrating with Eddie Guerrero's son, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, I think obviously this wasn't the blow off for them, so that I mean
no, for sure, yeah.
The rest of it next week, I believe, on TV.
Yeah, they want to give Ray the same kind of victory, the short fluky victory that Samoa Joe got on him. I don't know. I mean, even though Joe's wasn't a fluke, but kind of the same short one. Yeah, then the blow off probably will be. I mean, you'd have to think it's over 2 minutes. The payoff.
I'm ready for them to treat Samoa Joe the way he should be treated.
I'm ready for those two to have a best 2 out of 3 falls match and have it go 6 minutes.
Total, like all 3 matches, right?
Yeah, all 3 falls, 6 minutes total.
You sounded like a chick like in an abusive relationship with her boyfriend. Like, she just needs to be treated how she to be treated.
That's basically what it is. Yeah,
just treat her right.
To be fair, the Vince McMahon employee relationship seems pretty abusive.
Do you guys have anything to add to the Joe Mysterio?
Only that. Spoiler alert! It was the second shortest match on the show, but we'll get there.
Oh.
It was not the second shortest match. It was.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right. That's right.
But we'll get there. We'll get there. What was next? It was a steel cage match, where Shane McMahon defeated The Miz. Shane McMahon defeated The Miz.
Shane McMahon's swayness finally came in handy because as The Miz tried to suplex him off the top of the cage, he sweat so profusely that he slipped out of his shirt and fell to a victory.
Yeah, I didn't watch this, and I have no plan of going back and watching it, so I don't know.
Your life is probably better for this.
This is between you two.
You know, I remember after the match, I posted something that was like a picture of Shane all laying down on the mat on the outside, and with next to a picture of David Hasselhoff, shirtless, eating that cheeseburger.
Yes.
I posted it to the page asking who wore it better or whatever, and like it got no reactions whatsoever. And I have to say I'm completely disappointed in all the superstars in Kayfabe Soup universe for not picking up on that. Completely.
When did you post that? I didn't even see it.
I deleted it because it got no traction whatsoever.
How long was it up?
A couple hours maybe. I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed.
I guess. Post it up again, or send me the pictures, and I'll make a poll out of it.
Post it up during actual peak viewing hours.
Right. Yeah. Where were we at? We're talking about Hasselhoff.
That's right.
Yeah.
I got lost.
As you should. As you should.
What were we talking? Oh, The Miz, Shane McMahon.
I would have loved for Hasselhoff to be like the manager for Billy and Chuck in some kind of way. I don't know why.
Oh my god.
The ambiguously gay duo.
Was there like a big spot in this match?
On
there was a coast to coast interruption. I don't remember what Miz did to interrupt it though.
So there was like no big
There's no
Shane
spots if you like.
other than dropping from the top of the cage to the floor and landing on his feet perfectly fine.
I guess. Okay, let's move on. Next match was for the Cruiserweight Championship. First of all, I would like to acknowledge that this was the 5th match on the card, not on the pre-show, not the first one, but the 5th one. So, and it got almost 10 minutes. It was at 9 minutes and 25 seconds. How long this match got? It was Tony Nese defeating
Aria Davari, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Davari came out. Was it a Ferrari?
Yeah.
He came out. No. It was a
Mercedes.
That's right. It was an American car.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Turned into Aria El Patron.
It was a luxury car, and I loved it. I love those entrances.
Yeah.
So.
And then the bell rang. Not a bad match, but definitely not the kind of like if there was any 205 live matches should have been on the pre-show. No disrespect to either man, it should have been this one and not the ones with Buddy Murphy.
Where has Buddy Murphy?
I did not know that. Probably taking a break.
He's been quote on SmackDown unquote.
Oh, that's right. He got moved up, but not.
Yeah, he got moved up.
He's shown like he's done during tapings that never made TV, but that's about all I've heard.
Right. Dark stuff. What does that?
They probably
have. He came out to do a promo after the show was over one night.
Oh, I thought he was doing evil stuff. What I was gonna say, I'm kind of disappointed.
What does that mean? Dice in the back. He's doing hood rat stuff right in the back.
Exactly.
Turns out he's actually Mercy the Buzzard. He's killing Ramblin' Rabbit.
Buddy Murphy Dark.
Okay, next match we have was the WWE Raw Women's Championship. Becky Lynch defeating Lacey Evans by submission.
Yeah,
I don't remember much from this.
Okay, here's the big thing I remember. Actually won this match. I mean,
was that another referee botch?
Yeah. She scored a roll up that Becky countered into a disarmer, but she legit had Becky down for a good 4 or 5 count before it went to a submission, and the ref just stood there and looked at it like a dingus.
No, didn't he count like 1 or counted 2 and then he just stopped?
I think he actually counted late because I think Becky was waiting for the count to go into the disarmer.
Mm-hmm.
I think he just stood there and watched it, and then I'm supposed to count though.
I'm gonna have to rewatch this match. This is something I was excited about. But yeah, Becky Lynch winning. And then she wins. I think she starts walking back up the ramp, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we get Charlotte Flair coming out with the biggest smile on her face.
Yeah.
The way she came.
You may have beaten Southern Charlotte. Now you have to face real Charlotte.
Yeah, the way she came out, super cocky, super happy, was like the best thing ever. And she her being like, "Come on, let's go, let's do this. Come on, hurry up."
Yeah.
I was enjoying it. I had the biggest smile on my face. That was good on both of these, and especially.
Do you have the match times up there for both those matches?
The first one was 8 minutes and 40 seconds, and then the Charlotte one, where Charlotte defeated Becky Lynch, was for 6 minutes and 15 seconds.
Wasn't for that long. I was gonna say that would have been pretty impressive if she went back to back. She had some extended time there, but no, it's not that impressive, Becky. Sorry.
Yeah, but so do you guys remember? Charlotte won. What happened after?
I remember Lacey Evans came out, and
that's right, Lacey Evans.
It was a Charlotte.
It was Charlotte pretty much telling Lacey what to do. Yep. She came out really obnoxious at that part, but I loved it.
Yeah.
But she's like, Lacey, hold her. and she was talking to her like if she was a child, which I thought was funny.
Yeah,
But
basically.
yeah, then Bailey came out with
Yes.
Yeah.
Bailey came out running with the briefcase. I legit thought she was gonna like turn and pin Becky for the Raw title.
Oh, that would have
That's
been so
Ooh.
funny.
that's where my head went because you had
Wow.
Charlotte, you had Lacey Evans, and they were beating up on her, and I'm like, yes, this is the perfect spot. You get both titles off of her, and you send Bailey back to Raw, and then when she's when Charlotte and then they got into this whole little thing, and I'm like, oh wait, no, this makes more sense. I'm all like, yeah, she's gonna take the SmackDown title. That made more sense. I couldn't
Yeah.
like that didn't register me at first when I first saw Bailey come out.
Guys,
But yeah,
I popped so hard when Bailey won.
You
you
legit,
didn't, dude.
I legit thought you had a stroke in our Discord chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
did.
I was like reading an Ahmed Johnson promo.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I didn't get to join the Discord because I was watching the freaking pay-per-view on my phone, and then I didn't get to join the chat. But yeah, Bailey winning, I put down my phone and I was super excited. I'm like, I need to put this down for a second. I'm gonna break it if I don't. Yeah, Bailey winning was great. The match was 20 seconds. With I think I said earlier in the day, I said the total match time for all the women matches was like 29 minutes. I'm not 100% sure right now, but
Yeah, it sounds about right.
yes. But yeah, Bailey defeated Charlotte, and everything is right in the world.
That's right. Yeah. It took me
But
a
yeah,
while to come down from that.
hell yeah, that was a huge like it was like a shot of adrenaline. Honestly, it was like I was hyped.
For sure.
What else? What else happened?
Oh, and funny enough, they followed the 20-second match with an even shorter match.
That yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was Roman Reigns defeated Elias in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we had 3 matches, not under 5 minutes, but under 3 minutes. You could even say under 2 minutes because Rey Mysterio Samoa Joe was 140,
Yeah.
and you had two under 1 minute, and both of those were even under 30 seconds.
On the
That
plus
is
side,
like
at least Roman Reigns versus Elias had a giant cut scene before it, where Elias attacked Roman backstage, came out to do a performance, but then Roman Reigns big dogged his way out and beat him in 2 moves.
as he should.
Yeah, exactly. That's how but the way they've built Elias, that's how all their encounters should go.
yeah. I think in hindsight, I was thinking that too. That I guess it wasn't that bad, even though he kind of buried Elias on the short match. But at least instead of like a 10-minute stinker of a match that we all knew that Roman Reigns was going to win and be predictable as hell, at least we got an Alliance performance out of it.
Although, ironically, those two wound up having a pretty decent match on SmackDown this week.
Yeah. It just wasn't something I don't know. I wasn't looking forward to it.
I remember last week we were all like, "Yeah, this is probably going to be the worst match." And when it ended in 10 seconds, I was like, "No, this is the best possible outcome."
So yeah, that was Roman Reigns defeating Elias in 10 seconds. I think our cover of that was a little bit longer than that. Sorry, I gotta clear my throat here. Next match was the WWE Universal Championship. Seth Rollins defeating AJ Styles. I think we all chose Seth Rollins winning this and the game. I know I did.
Yeah, of course.
I would love to see Styles as champion, but after after Seth beating Brock the way he did at WrestleMania, there's no way he's gonna lose his first match that quick.
Exactly. Hey man, how good was it to see AJ Styles actually wrestle a straight up pay-per-view match that ended cleanly and didn't involve crazy shenanigans and guest referees or interferences or hits?
Yeah.
Yeah, all I was looking for, like matches like this, not all of it, but I mean, this was pretty predictable that Seth Rollins was going to win. I just really need them to make an effort to show me that AJ could win at some point, and they did. Was at that reversal into the Styles Clash.
Yep.
But
Yes.
that
Yes.
got me right there. That got me up. I got up out of my seat and I was like, oh my god! I for a second, maybe no, it was 2 seconds on the pinfall count. I thought that AJ Styles probably had that. I thought
Yeah, I thought that was great. It's definitely it adds a new clip to the AJ Styles reversals into the Styles Clash. Have you seen that one?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like it's just another one. It's gonna make that clip a lot long. It's a little bit longer. I thought it was great, but you're right. When he caught Rollins and then Styles Clash, I'm like, holy crap, he's gonna win it.
Yeah.
And I think I had it for like 10 points, and I'm like, there goes my predictions. I was so upset, and then he kicked out, and I'm like, everything's okay.
You guys forgot that AJ doesn't win any match ever with the Styles Clash anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, that was.
I couldn't process that at the time. At the time,
Yeah.
it was at the time. AJ had that one.
Right now, his main one is the forearm, right?
Yeah.
I think that's more of his finisher.
Yeah, and occasionally tap out with the calf crusher.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. I want him to use crap. What's it called? Spinal tap.
Spiral tap. Yeah.
Spiral tap. There you go.
I haven't seen him do that in forever.
Yeah, he hasn't done it since I think TNA.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was one of these things. Even in TNA, it was one of those things that he pulled out every couple years once, and it was like for a big spot.
Yeah, he mostly only did it regularly back like really early TNA when he kind of looked like someone's child.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Seth Rollins won that one over AJ.
Now he looks like a soccer mom for someone's child.
Exactly. To be fair, I think all of us watching that match also won because it was really good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Next match, where are we? It was a WWE Championship. Kofi Kingston defeated Kevin Owens. Another one for the predictions game where I'm pretty sure everybody went Kofi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did. I know. What happened in the match? I'm drawing a blank on this one.
Here's the one thing I remember, and I'll see if you guys have an answer for this. What possible reason could Owens have had for removing Kofi's shoe or boots before going up with the frog splash? What did that serve besides buy Kofi time to recover and beat him, which is what happened?
You would have to think it had to do with his finish, that because he didn't have his shoes, it was more impactful. I don't know. I guess because I mean Kofi hit his finish right after that, right?
Okay, but yes, but like I think what intern's asking is like, why would you take off your opponent's shoes?
Like
for you to hit that match, for you to hit your move
for Owens.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was he gonna frog splash Kofi's feet, and maybe the boots were gonna protect him from that somehow? Question mark.
You wanted Kofi to get a little more comfortable.
I mean, I shouldn't question the logic because this is the same company where if I put a chair on someone and jump on the chair, it hurts the guy underneath it, but not me jumping on top of it. So
at the time, I remember at the time when he did it, I just thought Kevin Owens being silly and just being frustrated, and like he could have done that with any one of his, I don't know, like a sweatband or something, just take it off in frustration, like he's throwing a tantrum or something.
I remember too, Sammy did point out on SmackDown, Kevin was just frazzled that whole match because he was worried about his best friend getting beaten up and strung out to dry.
That's true. Well, that's true.
But yeah. And it's pretty sad that boot thing is the only real thing I remembered about the match because otherwise it was just what Scott Keith would call perfectly acceptable wrestling. It was good. Yeah, it was there. I forgot it 5 seconds later.
Yeah, it's disappointing because I had that down to be hopefully the match of the night, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't feel like they really kicked it up into the next gear, unfortunately.
what bugged me the most, especially for these pay-per-views, or at least for this pay-per-view, um, is the fact that it went before the men's Money in the Bank. But then the men's Money in the Bank happened and the ending happened, and I'm like, I see why the WWE Championship match happened first.
Hey, I'm just glad to see that it almost made the main event and didn't kind of open the show or go in the middle of the show like it usually does.
What do you mean?
Usually the SmackDown WWE title, it's if it goes past the middle of the show, we're lucky.
Oh, okay, I get you. Yeah, okay. Um, but yeah, that leads into the Money in the Bank ladder match. Brock Lesnar. Let me see. Did I read that right? Do we remember that right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure we dreamed it. It was a nightmare.
It says Brock Lesnar defeated
Yes.
Ali, Andrade, Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor, Randy Orton, and Ricochet.
And the whole WWE universe.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about this. Like, first of all, let's start off before the Brock Lesnar stuff happened. Sami Zayn was supposed to be in here, right?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was supposed to be in there, but then he got beaten up and hung upside down.
Which was by Lesnar now? That's what the story was? Lesnar did that?
I don't even know if they acknowledged that, to be honest.
I don't think they acknowledge it. I think wasn't it supposed to be still
Braun
was accused of it and said, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And all it took was Triple H asking him real nicely just to leave, and he's like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this match started off with 7 guys, not the full 8. And they put on a show. I honestly felt everybody was doing their part, and Randy Orton was as well. He definitely came off as that veteran.
Yeah.
In this match, which I thought was great. Which I honestly thought he wasn't gonna give a shit. Oh, there's one. I honestly thought he wasn't gonna care, and he was just gonna coast by, wait for his spot. But he did well. He was definitely playing that veteran role. He did well. Andrade and poor Finn Balor's back.
Oh, can we just pour one out for my homie Finn Balor's back?
Yeah.
4 million deaths. Man, that sunset flip power bomb onto the ladder where he bounced a couple of feet up and back on the ladder.
It just didn't stop for that guy, man. He was getting abused over and over again.
Yeah, he took, and that wasn't. I didn't expect Finn Balor to be the one taking these spots. Like I could see Andrade taking that. I could see Ali taking that. I could see Drew McIntyre being the one giving those spots.
Yeah,
but Finn Balor receiving that from Andrade would have never guessed that. But then again, I'm pretty sure Finn Balor probably feels safe with Andrade.
Andrade's brutal, man.
No, he's brutal as hell.
Yeah.
But homeboy is safe.
Yep.
Like, he will take care of you. Right after.
Yeah, he does. Right but he also looks like he's killing you.
Yeah, exactly. Right after he got transferred back to SmackDown, I uploaded a video on the page of Finn Balor doing his dive over the top rope, and
oh yeah,
everybody was doing him properly, and then you see Andrade dive and pretty much catching him, wrapping himself around Finn and letting him like gently land, and I'm like, this is perfect. Like, I thought that was great, but yeah, the match, the guys, I feel they put their sweat in there, they put their body on the lines.
Has anyone noticed like consciously putting over Andrade lately, saying that he's the future or he wants to be the future of the WWE?
Well, to be fair, he wants to be the future enough to go in and tell Vince, I want to push, and get told, speak English, pal. Learn English, pal.
Yeah.
I've noticed them like consciously do that. Like, it's a running theme now that they want to make sure everyone gets that he's going to
try not to listen to commentary.
Yeah. But yeah, so these guys did an amazing job, and I can't remember this step for step. I don't know if you guys can, but Brock Lesnar's.
While Ali was, this is the frustrating part. While Ali was at the top of the ladder, hands on the briefcase, which he could have pulled down at any time between Brock's music hitting and Brock coming to the ring. But in the WWE, hearing someone else's music apparently is like gazing into the Medusa's eyes, and you immediately turn into stone.
Wouldn't that be something though? Like if Lesnar's music did hit, and then Ali he just unbuckled the briefcase, and he's like, "Nah, I won."
That would have been like 9 million times preferable.
Oh yeah.
It might have spared him getting cut up as bad as he did when Brock knocked the ladder over or whatever he did that wound up causing Ali to bleed from the mouth.
At the least, though, it seems like Brock is he's actually has some life now in this run.
Yeah, I've actually been enjoying Beast Incarnate in the Bank with him. Just the memes of him boomboxing with the briefcase alone is worth it.
Well, yeah, now that freaking UFC told him that you can't come back, what else is he gonna do?
But even when he cashed in and just him laughing at the audience, like he knows he's so hated, and he's just embracing that.
Oh yeah, he was doing it well. Yeah, that dude, he's giving us freaking meme material. Like, Have's out here posting up him dancing with the briefcase and just putting any song over it. I think that's hilarious. Like the first one I saw was Brock moving to the Beastie Boys song, and I just started laughing. I'm not gonna lie, I played that a couple times just because of the song.
Yeah, Twitter was fast too.
I don't think I've seen Brock show this much personality since he was doing the La Cucaracha when he was feuding with Eddie Guerrero.
Yes, I think I forgot when I said that, but I remember I'm like, yeah, this like takes me back to when he felt like I felt where he was trying, and the last person I remember that is with Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
I think this was after Eddie lost the belt, and he was going for it again, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I gotta be honest. The whole part about like Lesnar and the perceived thing is that he's like not trying, and while like he isn't, or he's not as involved or enthusiastic as he should be. I actually has to do with how he actually wrestles in the ring, with just a very limited move set, and that's he is a monster. They play like in storytelling with him when he takes clotheslines and he doesn't go down right away, and it always takes to get him wobbly and to finally get him down. But the fact that you have a guy that's an all-world wrestler, like one of the best like legitimate shoot wrestlers in the world, and you've dumbed him down in a move set that's just completely just barren. There's 3 moves that the guy does now, and the guy knows hundreds of throws. Yeah. And the fact that you have a guy like that and he's not doing any of those throws, he's not doing anything spectacular. He's that, I think, even on a subconscious level, tells us like maybe he's, it looks like he's not trying. So I'm saying
that could be saved by commentary making that a plot point and basically saying that like he's gotten so bored with the lack of competition that he's just going in there at the most basic offense possible, or
that's what I'm saying. Like
save that with a simple story.
It works in the storytelling, like in the ring, like for Lesnar, like it works character. But I do think that actually has a little bit to do with how we look at him.
That, and I think a lot of people get the laziness comments about the fact that he shows up for work once every 3 months, and Although I do have a bit of a hot take on that, and I really do think that the only reason we're angry about this is because the Monday Night Wars has ruined us. If you think about wrestling before Nitro, how often did you see a champion do anything on free TV outside of like maybe a Saturday Night Main Event or the MGS network shows? You have to either pay money to go see the champion at a live event, or you have to pay money on pay-per-view. It wasn't really until Nitro came along and suddenly they just hot shot at every main event marquee match possible on free TV that the WWE has done the same and conditioned us to expect the main title holder to become a focal point of the weekly television shows and a weekly occurring thing rather than a special attraction that we common plebes have to spend money on. That's my hot take on the whole Lesnar part-time champion thing.
I think you're absolutely right, and at the very least, you're definitely onto something there. I think I mentioned this to you guys, but I don't know if I did on air in our podcast last week. But WCW announcer, Impact announcer Mike Tenay, he was putting over Lesnar, I think a couple of years ago on some podcast. It said that he was the best wrestler in the world at that time, a couple of years ago. And Tenay said that he has a take or could make the case that Brock Lesnar is actually the best wrestler of all time. And it had to do with that very same thing, that he looked at Lesnar as if he was wrestlers like that he was an attraction that you had to pay to see. And you weren't going to see it all the time, that you had to go out of your way to see it. And when you did, it was a spectacle. He compared him to guys like Bruno Sammartino and stuff, and guys that were legitimate tough guys that ability was there, and it is there with Lesnar. So I know that Mike Tenay is coming from exactly what you're talking about, that he's kind of a throwback to those guys.
Unfortunately, we live in an era where we have certain expectations bred based on what wrestling has presented us, and if we don't have our champion on weekly TV, we riot.
Mm-hmm.
See, okay, and you bringing up the Monday Night Wars, I didn't grow up on that. I didn't get into WWE until maybe mid 2000s.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
No, it wasn't that bad, you know. Before that, we didn't really have the cable where I could watch Raw or I didn't even bother to watch SmackDown because at that time I felt like, who cares about SmackDown? I treated it like it was the B show, you know.
It was.
But I was watching AAA and CMLL, and they did have their champion on every show. And I feel New Japan is a great example of how they do it now.
Yeah, New Japan is brilliant in that they don't have their champion defending every show, but he's usually involved in like six-man tags or
exactly, and that's what that's what the Mexican promotions did.
Yeah,
they had their champion. He's not defending it, but he's in a tag match. He's in a trios match.
Yeah.
He's picking his nose in the ring for you guys to watch it. You know, he was out there, and I guess no, I don't guess. I know that's what Kyle said, what Argyle said right now. I am messing up everywhere today. What Argyle said right now is completely true. Brock Lesnar is a show within himself. If they said, hey, Brock Lesnar is going to have this one match, and this is the only match is going to happen throughout the night, people will go pay to watch that.
Yeah.
You know, like, we're going to give you a 10-minute Brock Lesnar match with so-and-so, $200 a ticket. People will actually pay that.
Yeah.
And even if it was just a one match, no pre-matches, no nothing else after, and it was just Brock Lesnar throwing some person around suplex after suplex after suplex. People will watch it. People will pay for it.
Like, while we may have been spoiled like by that Attitude Era, there's got to be some credit to that though, because that was the hottest time in pro wrestling, and it doesn't mean that like we were saying that your world champion has to be defending his title on TV all the time, but he does have to be there. And I think more importantly than him just being there, or more importantly than throwing your champion into tag matches, multi-man matches, is the storyline, the main story week by week. The main hot story has to be about that title, and it has to be who the number one contender is, who's going for it, who's fighting for it, and even all the backstage scenes. It has to involve that. Like when we could think about some of the best times that we had story-wise was, you know, when Stone Cold Steve Austin had the title, or Rock. And we can remember back like the entire the entire show was based around that. It was based around the world championship. It wasn't defended all the time, but it had to do with what was Austin doing backstage. What was Rock doing? What was Vince doing to try to screw something that, one of those guys, or whoever the world champion was. It surrounded the title because everyone wanted it. It felt important. So when Brock's not on TV, that the title's not. It's not only not important; it's non-existent. Like we don't have it.
Brock, yeah, with the situation with Brock as champion reminds me of a lot of the early Raw, like from '93 to '95. Other than when Bret Hart was champion, I swear, if you took a shot every time the champion showed up on TV for a while, over. I don't think Hogan showed up on on Raw one time after he took the title at WrestleMania 9. So yeah.
And sober's no fun.
Right.
Especially not when watching '93 Raw, but that's a whole other matter.
Let's before we move on.
Can I say something real quick? So I'm watching the 1996 Hog Wild pay-per-view, right? We Malenko came out. Chris Benoit just came out. Let me make sure I have this right. I paused it. His manager's his valet here is with Miss Elizabeth and Woman.
Yep.
Yes.
Woman. Got it. Okay, just making sure I'm reading right here.
That's Nancy Benoit.
Yeah.
It's Woman. It's a perfect crowd for it too.
Chris Benoit managed by the woman he killed, and the woman Lex Luger couldn't prevent.
All right, I'm gonna unpause this so I'm not staring at Benoit and his wife.
Fun fact about that match real quick before we move on. The Redneck Bikers actually cheered it until it went to a time limit draw and they had to restart it, and then they just crapped all over it.
With woman. With woman.
With woman.
Okay. So, last thing before we move off this Money in the Bank Brock Lesnar thing. Who does he use it on? Seth Rollins, Kofi Kingston, or does he wait for one of the titles to change hands?
I think we already.
No explanations. Who do you think he uses it on? And that's it. Just
Rollins.
I'm gonna say Kofi.
Rollins, Kofi. Okay. I'm gonna go the other way. I kind of hope he waits for one of these two to lose
Bailey.
it.
I cashed my Money in the Bank for the 24/7 title.
Yeah, I would love for him to go against AJ Styles again, where AJ Styles comes in as champion. Brock is the challenger. Anyways, before we move on to AEW Double or Nothing, I would like to talk about the Kayfabe Soup Wrestling we're the podcast. The Kayfabe Soup Fantasy Wrestling League.
Yes.
That happened. We are finished with week 1. We have the total scores. PBR did a great job. Thank you once again. He's not here today. Anyways, going off the Hayes group, PBR lost to Stephen Colon 98.5 to 51.9. Caleb Hopwood beat Bradley D. Lineback 103.8 to Bradley's 49.7.
Which league is this you're doing?
Hayes?
The Doot League.
Trying to pull it up right now.
The next one who got the total most points out of it of the whole group was Lindsey Johnson with 148.1, beating Katie Bluell with
Go Lindsay.
With 106.9. I thought that was great.
Good job,
the
Lindsay.
intern on his bye week got 67.7. So not bad.
I'm not gonna waste a bye week on getting a bunch of points.
Right? Okay. Hold on. Before we move on to the next one, we're not gonna talk about scores, but let's just talk the matchups. PBR is going against the intern for week 2. Caleb's going against Katie. Lindsay's going against Stefan, and Bradley has the bye week. So that's the Hayes.
And real quick, big ups to you guys for making your lineup changes too, and that's something you guys want to be conscious of too. I myself had to check that out because I noticed I had Eric in starting, and Eric hasn't been on TV. So I just switched him out for my flex, to his Ali, which I'm glad at least he's getting at least he's getting TV time, and he'd probably a push here soon. So yeah,
he even got a win on SmackDown this week.
That's right, getting some points. So like, be mindful of your guys and make your lineup changes. And for you guys that don't know, shoot a message to the Facebook page, and just shoot a direct message to us and let us know what changes that you want. And figure out
we'll
make those.
PBR will do their job. Yeah. Speaking about changes, I did one. I dropped. I think it was Ivar or Eric. I don't know which one I had.
Well, I have Eric.
Okay, so it was Ivar. So I dropped.
I hope you didn't drop Eric.
I dropped Ivar, and I.
Oh wait, no, you can have him. You're in a different league. Never mind.
No, we're in the same league.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. We're actually going against each other this week. So just
this week?
No. Yeah. I picked up Brock Lesnar.
Did you?
Yeah, it's gonna be great. So yeah, we're going into the Roberts league. Here we got Habes with 125.9 beating Jesse Sutherland with 113.2. John with 80.3 beating Dylan with 64.7. Brandon Hilt with 104.6 over Matthew with 37.6. Matthew, come on, bro.
Dang.
Those are rookie numbers. Let's get those up.
That's not top guy numbers.
And intern over here is talking about not using his points on a bye week. Jabarella got high score on this week on her bye week with 130.6. She got the
I hope she never does that well again.
I don't know, man. But yeah, she got top score on this week, but she was on her bye. For the week 2, it's gonna be Habes against Jabarella, John Ladalia versus versus Matthew Gibson, Jesse Sutherland versus Brandon Helt, and Dylan Bonacci is on his bye. Now to the one that matters.
That's right.
We're in the Gordy League here.
This is the real league.
Argyle with 109.5 points, beating Scott Ludwig 77.1.
That's right. Suck it, Ludwig.
Kevin Golden with 97.4, beating Caden Gerke with 66.9. Top scorer Richard Corrigan with 125, beating Joshua Newberry 70.1. And I was the bye week of this one with 98.4.
Do we know who's
a good radio station?
Do we know who scored the most? I couldn't get the document up. Like wrestler wise, which wrestler scored the most points? I'd like to know who's killing it right now.
I think it was Roman Reigns with 40.3.
Cough, shocker, cough.
Hold on. Give me a quick second, boys. Rey Mysterio had 33.1. Shane McMahon had 32.6. Holy crap.
Oh, that's depressing.
Yeah, Roman Reigns top scorer. And then we are moving on to week 2 for the Gordy. It's going to be Argyle loser against Grand Medusa Jr. Hey, that's me. Caden Gerke versus Caden Gerke versus Joshua Newberry. Richard Kurgan versus Scott Ludwig. Kevin Golden is on his bye.
Bye.
That's the Kayfabe Soup Fantasy Wrestling. Moving on, we will be talking about AEW's Double or Nothing, pretty much doing predictions.
Ooh, I'm stoked, guys.
I'm super excited as well.
This is going to be real good.
Going to be completely honest with everybody that's listening. There's a lot of things where we don't know what's going to happen just because it's the first show for All Elite. So we're gonna pretty much run through this, right? We're pretty much gonna run through this as we just try to come up with some type of descriptions or information for these. First match is SoCal Uncensored, who is Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, Scorpio Sky, versus the Strong Hearts, who are from OWE, which is Oriental Wrestling Entertainment. It's SEMA, the only one I have any knowledge of, T-Hawk, and El Lindaman.
I was hoping that T-Hawk was the giant Mexican guy from Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, but I was sadly wanted to find out he wasn't.
He's Mexican?
Yeah, the believe it or not, although he looked like Native American, that character was Mexican.
That's funny. I didn't know that guy was Mexican, but because you brought that up, and I'm like, I know exactly who you're talking about. Anyways, this SoCal Uncensored. I think. Oh man, I don't even know. I have no idea other than SEMA who the Stronghearts are. And then the way this is going, I could see SoCal Uncensored as a comedy group and not caring.
But then again, when I hear a company called Oriental Wrestling Entertainment, I also think comedy groups.
So
Exactly.
I've got a question, just real quick, kind of generally speaking. Everyone here, because I'm looking down at this card too for Double or Nothing. Everyone here is on the AEW roster, right? Like these are going to be on the official roster. Everyone that's on this event here.
Yes.
Okay. So, like, as in making up their roster for television and everything. Everyone that's completely signed to contracts, like.
Yes. I don't. I'm looking at the Battle Royal. I don't know if Sean Spears actually signed a contract with them.
Oh, right.
But everybody else looks like people that they actually signed.
I'm looking forward to that Battle Royal. I'll be honest.
Even though I don't know so many people in it, I'm so looking forward to it.
Yeah. We could first of all, who are we choosing for the 6-man?
Who are we choosing for the man?
6-man tag match?
Yeah, the one
SoCal Uncensored or Strong Hearts?
I'm gonna go SoCal Uncensored.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, that makes 3. And like I said, a lot of this is going off pretty much no information on how AEW is going to be moving forward. So
I'm familiar with the card for the most part. Like I'm just, it's hard to predict here, and I'm just trying to put my brain somewhere that's like, okay, who's going to benefit most? Like when they have when they're on TV.
So in other words, Cody and the Bucks are going to win their matches.
Exactly. Like who really needs to shine here when they start rolling on TV?
Okay.
Especially where strong, like some of these people aren't necessarily full-time AEW guys either. Like Strong Hearts are there, if I'm not mistaken, because AEW has a working relationship with OWE, so they might not even be the guys that are going to be wrestling full-time when they get TV in October.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the OWE guys. Who else did they partner up with? I'm forgetting the women's promotion from Japan.
Oh yeah, it's not Stardom, was it?
I have no idea, dude. I'm completely drawing a blank. I don't know why, but yeah, they said they're gonna treat those type of promotions the way ECW treated their Hispanic wrestlers.
Yeah.
Which I think is great because as a lot of those cruiserweights grew up, or not grew up, as soon as those cruiserweights did their thing, they pretty much owned the show, you know? And that shows, and that kind of like proves it, especially with Chris Jericho, who was a cruiserweight, and look at him now.
Yeah.
You know? we could be looking 20 years into the future. One of these people that we have no idea who they are could be at the level of Chris Jericho at that in 20 years. But that's neither here or there for right now. Next match is
over 20 years ago, I was playing a WCW video game. Shoot, I forget which one it was. It was it on PlayStation? Was on the original PlayStation? I remember.
PlayStation.
I remember. I mained Chris Jericho. That's just was the only person I would use in that game for some reason. I think I like the lion salt that he did in the game, and it's a trip to think like I don't know, 25 years later, Chris Jericho's main eventing this show.
The only wrestling game I ever played was No Mercy.
Oh, such a good game.
You never played WrestleMania 2000?
No, just No Mercy.
Oh,
My
God.
parents,
Not the
my
first
parents
SmackDown?
bought it. No. My parents bought me No Mercy, and like I told you, I didn't watch WWE at that time, so I really didn't have.
You missed out on WrestleMania 2000, dude.
I didn't really have that much of idea, but it was a great game. Oh, I thought it was a great game. It was kind of frustrating
No
with some of
Mercy,
the combos, but yeah, like I loved it. I think I still have it actually. I'm not 100% sure.
Bust that out, man.
But yeah, next match is Dr. Britt Baker versus Nyla Rose and Kylie Ray. I'll be completely honest, I don't know anything about Nyla Rose. The only reason I know Kylie Ray is because of one of our admins, Habes, actually got to meet her, and then off of him talking in the chat about her, I got to see. I kind of looked up a couple of her matches. I'm like, all right, cool. And she's actually been over here for bar wrestling out here in California.
Okay.
Yeah, Kylie Ray, she's a soup favorite. Nyla Rose, she's got some size to her. She's kind of the giant in this match, kind of similar to Nia Jax, not as massive, but she's that role here. I actually like Nyla Rose from what I saw from her. And Britt Baker's probably the best, technically speaking, in this match. Dentist, doctor, sorry, Britt Baker. I have Britt Baker with this just because
going out with Adam Cole, so she's got good taste in men apparently.
Yeah. So I got Britt Baker. I think Britt Baker probably she can use the shine more. She'll probably be used more on TV. I can see her winning. However, I'm probably going to be rooting for Nyla Rose in this match, to be honest, just personally.
I don't even know who I'm going to be rooting for, but I mean, yeah, she was the first woman that they made a really big deal about when they were doing some of their announcements, and I do think Britt Baker probably gets the nod here because she's going to be a big part of their division going forward until Brandy Rhodes decides to get into the ring and win the title. I mean, what?
Yeah, I'm honestly, just because it's the one I know the most, I'm gonna go with Smiley Kylie Ray.
Can't go wrong with that either. You can't go wrong with either of the picks, really. All three of them are very viable.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look up Nyla Rose and watch a couple of her things before. This is on Saturday, or is it on Sunday?
Saturday. Yep.
Saturday. All right. Yeah. Cool.
And tickets are still $40. Jared, yeah.
Dude, that's cheaper than the freaking pay-per-view.
It is.
It is.
This is like I'm pretty much gonna wait until Saturday to see how I feel about purchasing this pay-per-view, just because of the $50 tag.
Yeah.
This is $30. Yes. 40. $50. I'm kind of like, damn. Do I really want to spend a gas tank?
Oh, if you don't want to spend $50 on it, I can always direct you to websites where it's really good, free to watch wrestling on. See if you get my subtle code there.
Yeah, I got it. I know. I use that from time to time, but yeah, I remember.
Watch wrestling. Watch wrestling's a lifesaver sometimes.
Yeah,
it really is.
What was their first pay-per-view? It was All In.
All In.
I was definitely on that boat where like I want to support these guys. I paid for the pay-per-view. Argyle came over to watch it, and it was kind of a letdown because there was a lot of connection issues.
Oh, Right, I remember that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they fixed that since then. So I don't know if I want to spend
Well,
$50
now they got
just.
Tony Khan money, so they better have fixed it.
I kind
Yeah,
of hope so. Yeah.
I think they will. I actually have high hopes for this one. I'm pretty excited. I'm coming
Okay.
around to it.
All right. Moving on. We have Cody Rhodes, or just Cody. He doesn't go by Rhodes, versus Dustin Rhodes, who's actually using the last name here. Um, Cody, formerly known as Stardust, and Dustin, formerly known as Goldust, brothers going at it one on one. This was pretty much unexpected because Dustin quietly walked away from WWE with, I guess, nobody noticing. Because
Yeah.
I, because honestly, I don't remember. I don't remember. They didn't even say goodbye to him, right? Like they
I
didn't do
don't think so.
his "We wish you in your future." What, I forgot what it's called. What's that meme?
Future Endeavor.
Endeavor.
Thank you. Yeah, that one. But yeah, he kind of just stepped away, and he ended up AEW, and he's facing his brother. I kind of hope he wins. I hope Dustin beats Cody. Um,
I'd
I've
love that.
I've been a very vocal person against Cody. I am not a fan of his in-ring work, and I hope his brother takes him to school.
Cody 3 stars, is that what we called him?
Cody 3 stars. That's exactly what I call him.
Yeah, there's actually some pretty good promo stuff going on. If you go to YouTube and go to the YouTube channel Nightmare Family, I think that's the channel that they're doing all the Double or Nothing promos right now. But
Or just look up Road to Double or Nothing.
yeah, exactly that too. If you search that, um, but yeah, there's some good promo stuff going on between those guys. I'm liking the story of it. Um, Dustin Rhodes, he's basically saying that everyone's booking this as if it's my last ride and this is it, and he's basically saying like, I don't know why people are saying that. I still have some left in the tank, but if that's how people want to
Good.
pursue it, then go for it. um Cody's basically going at it saying that I don't want to kill my brother. He says I want to kill the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
He represents that, and that wrestling that I absolutely despise, and that's something that I want to kill. And I'm going to do it through this match. So there's a good build. I in particular I like Dustin when he was talking about the dynamic of their family, specifically his relationship with his brother Cody and how they both grew up different. He says I think in his eyes he kind of learned the hard way on some things, and Dustin was a little coddled, and I think he even said specifically he grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth. um, and so he mentioned that there's some tension and resentment and stuff, and there's things between them and their upbringing. um, so yeah, that's all in the promo videos. It's pretty good stuff, but yeah, so the build I'm actually liking more than I was before. Before when it was just these guys booked, I was like, okay, another Cody 3-star match, and Dustin, Dustin, yeah, this will be cool for him to get a good spot in that he hasn't had in a long time. But I'm actually really coming around and actually excited for this.
Yeah.
I have Cody winning this match. Because I obviously see big things for him in going forward for their television program. So I see him winning. I don't think Dustin really needs it. I think Dustin's going to give a big ovation anyway, win or lose in this match.
Yeah, pretty much. As much as I'd love for Dustin to win, because although I've been a huge Dustin Rhodes mark for a long time, and he's really only gotten better as he's gotten older. Somehow, like, he's better in the ring now than he was during that Attitude Era run.
Well,
At least
he looks better now than he did what, like 5-10 years ago.
Yeah, he's been on that DDPY train.
Jesus, he looks good.
Yeah.
So who you choosing, man?
But I've got Cody winning this. Can't bet against the Booker, man.
Yeah.
I kind of see it uh, as Dustin pretty much telling Cody, like, you might hate it, but there's no way you're gonna kill it. Like, people are not gonna forget about the Attitude Era.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, but yeah, that's why I'm choosing Dustin. Anyways, We're gonna skip this one. Kip Sabian versus Sammy Guevara.
Who?
Sammy Guevara.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know Sammy Guevara.
Guevara. Yeah.
Kip Sabian looks like, well, at first I said he looked like a dollar store Finn Balor, but then when Jordan Devlin was mentioned, I was like, no, he looks like a dollar store knockoff Jordan Devlin.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Sammy. He showed up at Lucha Underground,
Yep.
Yeah.
where me and Argyle were actually at one of the tapings for that.
Yeah, he was impressive too.
Yeah, and it was when it was one of those where like he showed up and we're like, who? And then by
Yeah.
the end of his match, we were like, all right, let's do it, Sammy.
Yeah, he was
It
great.
was, yeah, it was pretty entertaining. But yeah, based off who these two guys are, and this is a pre-show match. I choose Sammy.
Yeah, I have Sammy as well. On that the Road to Double or Nothing promos, they have a little bit there on Kip Sabian. For you guys to get smartened up on a little story for him. But yeah, I too have Sammy Guevara.
Make that a trio that has Sammy Guevara.
All right, that's the three. Next match is a 6-woman tag team match, which is Aja Kong, Yakuza. Sorry, Yuka Sakazaki, Emi Sakura versus Hikaru Shida, Ryo Abe, and Ryu Mizu, oh, Mizunami.
Mizunami.
Yeah, Mizunami.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people Vince McMahon would tell need to speak English.
I think I would pay the $50 or whatever just to hear Vince McMahon try to pronounce all that.
Do we know?
He just called them Kabuki Warriors.
First of all, do we know who's announcing for AEW?
Jim Ross.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
this
God,
is
no!
Gonna suck. This is gonna
Oh.
suck for him.
Jim Ross and Excalibur.
Jim Ross is not good with Japanese names.
He is not. Even after like quite a bit of time with doing New Japan stuff, he is not.
Yeah, dude. They were from what I remember. I think happened. New Japan started giving him instead of just names, they would give him the picture of the wrestler with the name, so he couldn't get confused, and he was still getting it wrong.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he got a lot of hate from Marks on the internet for that, for his.
Yeah. I remember that he was. He was definitely getting not. I wouldn't say hate, but just a distaste for it, you know, and a lot of it came where like you're too old for this, like.
I got mild proof that it's not an age thing though. You're all familiar with the Great Muta.
See.
Yeah.
You know why he was called that?
Why?
When he originally started showing up on WCW Saturday Night, he was actually appeared under the name Great Muto, but Jim Ross kept pronouncing it Great Muta.
Yeah.
So the name changed. I'm not even making that up.
Yes. That's good. Yeah, Jim Ross, he is joined by Alex Marvez and then Excalibur, yeah, who's a PWG commentator.
Yeah.
Hopefully they tell Ross to go have a drink break or something during this match. Then let them say the Japanese names.
He's got a good promo too on the Road to Double or Nothing. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that one.
It was him at his home. Cody showed up there at his house. They spent time. He was talking about his wife who passed away, or tragically in an accident passed away. And then he basically just said, you know, people wanted to see me as like, you know, I've got nothing left. And he's like, well, but I do. Kind of the same thing as Cody, you know. You know, it's like I still have a lot more in me, and I haven't retired my jersey, and I want to show everybody how much more I have. But yeah, that was a good segment from Jim Ross on there.
I'll have to check that out. But yeah, for that match, I've got the team with Aja Kong on it because she's the only one who I know who Shivan is.
Same. Let me just circle that now. What about you, GRJ? Who do you got? Aja Kong or the field?
I'm going Asia Kong on this.
Got it. What else we got? We got the Battle Royale.
Hold on. But we're gonna wait on that one. After this one, we're going for the tag team match. Best friends Chuck Taylor and Champ Barreta against Angelico and Jack Evans. First of all, I'm really excited about this.
Oh yeah.
Haven't. Oh no, wait. Have we seen Best Friends live? Were they at the New Japan show when we went?
I don't think so.
Okay, no. I think this is when Trent was injured, but Chuck Taylor was there because I think he was with Chaos.
Okay.
Angelico, we've seen.
This was at the
Lucha
Long Beach show.
Yes, at the Pyramid.
Right.
And then there's Angelico, who we have seen live, and Jack Evans, who we also seen live. Honestly, I think Angelico and Jack Evans win this one, no doubt about it. Chuck Taylor, Tremperetta, great tag team. I kind of hope they get their Rainmaker pull out camera when they go for the hug. I mark out every time they do that.
Yeah.
But I see Angelico and Jack Evans winning this one over the Best Friends.
I do too. And for those of you that aren't familiar with Angelico and Jack Evans, you guys are in for a treat. These guys are really good. I like Jack Evans a little bit more, but that's just me personally. That dude's such a good heel. It's amazing.
Yeah, he's wrestling and a voice.
Yeah, Jack Evans he's on another level. I got those guys. Those guys are stars.
Yeah.
At least Jack Evans is a star.
I do miss him being in Worldwide Underground, but that's a whole other story.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I got Jack Evans and Angelico as well. All four men in this match are crazy talented. So no matter who wins, this is going to be one hell of a match. But I give them the nod.
Okay. So 3 for Angelico and Jack Evans, which also, if you didn't see the video of them being signed to, or the little AEW video that they made, it was pretty cool. Moving on.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
The Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros. I forgot. I think it was Argyle that said this a little bit ago. Who it's going to be the Young Bucks putting themselves over. I think that would be the biggest mistake. I don't see the Lucha Bros.
Did I say that?
I think you did. Yeah,
I have Lucha Bros losing that. I have Lucha Bros winning this match.
Yeah, I don't see them losing at all.
Yeah, so I said I made a joke that the Young Bucks and Cody are putting themselves over in all their matches. But
my bad. It was intern.
I get aren't the Young Bucks holding the AAA World Tag Team Championship right now? Yeah, so I thought they took them from the Lucha Brothers.
It is for the AAA World Tag Team Champion.
Yeah, I got the Lucha Brothers winning their title back, and as much as I like the Young Bucks, I might want to throw something through my laptop if the Lucha Brothers don't win because they.
Did you guys watch the kickoff party or the presser that they did in Vegas for Double or Nothing?
Yeah.
Yes.
The Lucha Bros came out and they laid out the Young Bucks, didn't they? On the stage. I don't know if that's interesting to know.
He did the package pile driver.
Yeah, that's right.
Jackson. Yeah.
I don't know if that's interesting to note just because of program WWE thinking that whoever gets last laugh in at the go home show.
Yeah, but remember sometime after that, the Young Bucks beat them for the AAA titles. So.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I have Lucha Bros winning too.
Enter.
I think he's on board too. Lucha Bros.
Enter.
Oh no, I can't hear him. But I do have Harlem Heat did come on finally on this Hog Wild pay-per-view.
All right, so 3 for the Lucha Bros. Now we're getting into the final 2 matches. Oh no, yeah, final 2. The winner of Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega will go on to face the winner of the 21 Royale for the AEW World Championship.
Yes.
Let's start off with the Casino Battle Royale. There's a lot of people in here.
Yes. You want to name them all?
Sure. We have Sunny Kiss, who was Exolicious and
Yes.
Lucha Underground. Super exciting.
We were the official Exolicious fan club and Exolicious section at Lucha Underground.
We have Brandon Cutler, Ace Romero, Glacier. The intern. Do we know who Glacier is, or Argyle?
I got smartened up a little bit by watching the Double or Nothing promos and the lead up. Wasn't too familiar with him before that, but if you guys want to be smartened up, watch those. There's a little bit about him
there. Freaking Sub-Zero wannabe. Where's he at? Brian Pillman Jr., Sunny Days, MJF, Joey Janela, Utran, Dustin Thomas, Billy Gunn. Yes, that Billy Gunn.
Yep.
Jimmy Havoc, Michael freaking Nakazawa, Jungle Boy, Isaiah Cassidy, Luchasaurus, Sean Spears, formerly known as Ty Dillinger, and
did Punk make Boris?
No, he didn't know who that was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's like, is that a real person? is that what he said?
Yeah.
He's like, is that a real person?
Well, other than Lucha Underground, he hasn't really done anything that mainstream.
Yeah,
it's very independent. But yeah, CM Punk on Twitter, I guess somebody said like, "What about Luchasaurus?" And Punk asked, like, legit asked, like, "Is that an actual person?" Or if they were just goofing on him, and they're like, "Nope." They sent him the picture, and he's like, "Oh crap, okay."
Yeah, Luchasaurus. What was his Lucha Underground name?
Luchasaurus. No, it was Vibora. Vibora.
Yeah. This guy, how tall is this guy? 6'5". I remember this dude. This dude was massive.
Yeah, he's huge, dude.
He's super impressive.
Yeah, I got to see him in not Lucha Underground. Was there?
Oh, he was there.
Homeboy. Yeah, Homeboy is huge.
Yeah, he's impressive, dude. I like him.
So if we're going based off just who's been announced and not the 4 people that haven't been announced, I could honestly see maybe Luchasaurus winning. That's about it, honestly.
Yeah,
a lot of these names are a toss-up.
Yeah, there's guys I like here. I mean, like obviously Exolicious, or Sunny Kiss. Obviously don't see him facing Kenny Omega for the championship. Joey Janela, another guy I like, but again, don't see him going for the championship here. Out of this group, I've got Jimmy Havoc circled. I'm not really confident in it, but that's my pick. And I'd be honest, I don't think they would give it to someone that's not announced. I don't know. Maybe that's just my thinking right now, and I don't know why. But I think that the winner is going to be out of the slot. I have Jimmy Havoc.
Okay.
So we have, there's what, 4 spots left, right?
Yeah, 4 spots.
For a surprise. Do you have any guesses? Or is that too revealing for your predictions game?
No. Obviously, the big ones are Moxley.
Right.
Crap. Who's the other one that's everybody's throwing around?
Is this on the pre-show?
No. Yes, it is.
It is. Do they really waste John Moxley on a though?
Where else would they put him?
They could throw him in the main event to interfere. I don't think they will. I'm just saying that's a much better spot than introducing him on a pre-show. Like John Moxley is a huge signing for them, and he's a huge name, has huge brand recognition. I mean, not the name Moxley, but the person does for them to going forward on TV. There's no way they introduce him on a pre-show.
The way I see it is kind of like he gets announced last, right? He comes out. Maybe he doesn't win the Casino Battle Royal, but the fact that this is on the pre-show, which is free, and anybody could actually watch it, could work out for them.
You're right. Where's the pre-show airing?
Where isn't it airing? I have no idea, honestly.
Very good.
Yes.
Yeah, I wrote some names down. Who could be here? Like I had Colt Cabana.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I think he was in the original. I think they called it Over the Budget Battle Royal. That was at All In. I've got Eli Drake, depending on what his contract situation is with Impact. He's no longer wrestling there, but I think they're trying to slap him with the no compete. Even though I think he did take, I don't know, he took a booking after that, but yeah, that's going to have to do with their legalities there. But Eli Drake could be somebody if he can get around it. Stephen Amell, he's not advertised on the card, but he was another guy that was at All In. He actually had a singles match at All In. He's a guy that's friends with all them. He can easily be in there for a spot. There's like other legends. I could see there like Tommy Dreamer, DDP. I don't know what X-Pac's relationship is with the WWE now. Billy Gunn is there. I don't know if he can influence him to be in the match too. And I think an interesting one that may show up there just to pop in for a spot is Arn Anderson. I don't know what his working relationship is right now with AEW, but I can see him there too in a surprise entrant.
Well, I don't see him as entering into a battle royal possibly because he has had a really bad injury or history that caused him to retire. But I can definitely see him showing up as some kind of employee for AEW.
Yeah, no, I think he's got a relationship there. I just for some reason I could see him just coming for a spot.
I could see him running into a match to hit someone with a spine buster and leaving like he did the Undertaker.
Exactly, yeah.
Another name to throw out there is Matt Cross.
Oh, that's a good call. I didn't think of him.
Yeah, me neither.
There's probably any number of people that have either are trying to or have already got or just recently gotten their release from Lucha Underground that could find their way over there.
Yeah, I think the big question is how will the talent be used, because they are using talent from AAA because the Young Bucks are AAA champions. Lucha Bros are from AAA. I want to know how that's going to interact with people that are signed with Impact, because they also are using AAA workers. So I don't know. Who else could be in there? Do we know what Tommy Dreamer's up to? I'm looking at the people that were in All In.
Yeah, I've got Dreamer in my notes as well. As well as DDP. I know DDP. He was at what's Conrad's event? Starcade.
Starcade, yeah.
Yeah, DDP was at Starcade doing his yoga sessions over there. He's got relationships with the guys at AEW. I could see him possibly show up.
They could throw in Hangman Page just because they're doing it for the title now.
If they really want to draw money, they'll throw Disco Inferno in there. He's doing so. I couldn't even say that finish saying that with a straight face. Yeah. Hey, I'd pay to see Disco get thrown out.
Oh, I'm at this Harlem Heat match.
Oh, they get a lot of Harlem Heat from that crowd.
Yeah. All right, what do we got? One more match? We got the main events.
Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega. Also, the winner faces Casino Battle Royal winner for future AEW World Championship match. Obviously, not obviously. Actually, this could go either way. I'm hoping it's Kenny Omega.
I think it's
He
obvious.
need he needs to be he needs to be the face of this company
Oh yeah,
moving
definitely.
forward. As much as Chris Jericho has a pull with known with how much he's known, um,
Well, that's the beautiful thing. Jericho's already going to attract. We're going to attract people whether he has a title or not because he has that name value.
exactly. Thank you. I was trying to put that in words, I couldn't, but that's exactly it. Chris Jericho is gonna pull in eyes, whether it's AEW champion Chris Jericho or just Chris Jericho in AEW.
Yeah, he's the highest paid guy there. I don't see him winning this match. I think it's pretty obvious Kenny Omega's going to be the star for this company. Even though Jericho's contract's what is it like 3 years? I want to say that they had signed him to. He's going to be there and full time, but I don't see Omega losing here. I do want to say that these guys, their first match they had, Wrestle Kingdom 12, did get a 5-star rating from Dave Meltzer.
That's terrible, man. That's only a 5-star for an Omega match. That was garbage.
Well, to be honest, it was actually he rated it higher than Okada and Naito.
That's true.
That's the main
Yeah,
event.
but I mean, come on. Omega doesn't get anything less than like 30 stars now.
That's just true.
Rainmaker. So 2 Omegas. What about you, intern?
Yeah, I'm going with Omega as well. With like I said, you said, and we all agree he should be the face of the company.
Exactly.
Although I mean, it would be nice to see a young up and coming talent like Chris Jericho actually get a bit of a rub, right?
Oh, you mean like the up and comer Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, exactly.
Do we see Pac?
That depends.
It
depends on what you believe actually happened.
Hey, yeah, pretty much.
I heard first I heard it was Pac not wanting to lose because he's the champion
in the Dragon Gate.
Dragon Gate, thank you. He's a champion at Dragon Gate, and he didn't think that the main title holder from the one promotion should lose just to some guy that they want to build up.
They said it was creative differences, but that's what the story was.
That's the first thing that came out, and then the second thing came out. It was that Pac was supposed to go over Hangman Page, but this is where he was supposed to go over Page, but he didn't want to lose to Omega, which would have been his next thing.
What a shame that would be to have to lose to Kenny Omega. What a horrible thing to your career.
Jesus.
Yeah. So it kind of depends on what you want to believe. Also, it's creative differences, whatever. But that's
has his heel gimmick just gotten to his head now?
Maybe that wasn't a gimmick.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah. No, I totally understand that whole like I'm the champion from here. Like you can't make me look weak.
It's honestly a pretty old tradition in wrestling anyway. Japan, especially with the Japanese promotions, oftentimes the promotions themselves would say like, "No, we don't want this person losing because he's our champion." Especially with talent going over to WCW back in the day.
So there's no way that we get any New Japan talent here, huh? To show up.
I don't think so. No.
New Japan, so White in any way. Marty Scurll.
Marty Scurll's not until later this year.
Yeah.
Where are we?
That's right. My train of thought was just going
No, because I looked at that because
Oh,
I'm like, damn,
Jay
scroll to
White. That's
show
right.
up.
Still at New Japan.
Yeah, he's staying New Japan. I don't think he'll come over to AEW or WWE.
Yeah, I like Jay White.
I love Jay White. He's
He's
great.
great.
He moved up so quickly and so smoothly.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of his. Um, I think that's it, you guys. Let's close this one
Yeah.
out.
Yep.
Like always, thank you for listening.
Oh,
Yeah.
we are for those still with us here while we're covering Double or Nothing. We are doing a predictions game for Double or Nothing. We posted that up on the Facebook page, but if you guys haven't seen it, we are doing a predictions game for it.
That's right. So please get your predictions in for that. Make this game entertaining. Um, I don't have my little cheat sheet of where we're at. We are
too.
on.
We have a game prize for that as well. You guys that didn't get that information, we are giving out for the top. And real quick, this game is going to be an exhibition. Yeah, this game is going to be an exhibition, so this game isn't going to count towards your standings or point total for the season. It's just an exhibition. But the top score, the top score for the game for our Patreon users is going to get a AEW T-shirt from ProWrestlingTees.com.
Yeah. So going off that, like Argyle said, we are on Pro Wrestling Tees. Go check out the t-shirts that we have personally. We are on Patreon. If you want to be able to win a prize, go sign up. We have little $2 that will enter you into the prize pool. This podcast is going to go up on YouTube, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, among others. Go look for that.
And honestly, what are you doing not being a patron?
A jobber.
I'm a patron.
Same. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Where are we also at? Instagram. We're on Twitter. I'm trying to get access to that Twitter so I could hit up Vince McMahon every day with my thoughts. Trying to get in that writer role, just for him to turn me down.
Well, you're too qualified. You've watched wrestling before.
That's true.
Anyways, yeah, let's close this one out, you guys. Let's say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, my lover. Top Guy's out.